Hello, I'm Trev Jain, software engineer and technical designer, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the Sprite editor in Echodream, which is my custom C++ engine. So this is the Sprite editor. Let's start over here with the color palette. So this is the color palette you're working with, and right now it's set to 4 colors and a grayscale. So let's draw something, sort of a face. Okay, so the last color in the color palette is the background color. So if I change this, see the background pixels will all change color. The background is treated as transparent, so like if I use the selection tool, it doesn't drag the background pixels with it. And when you save a sprite, it doesn't save the background pixels. Those will be empty in the image file that gets saved. I do want to add the ability to toggle transparent background on and off, but it's not really the most important thing in the world. So I haven't gotten to that yet, but next time I update this editor, I will add that feature. And the color palette can go up to 16 colors, including the background color. Yeah, this isn't the best UI in the world. There should really be something to denote that the background color is different from the other colors. But at the moment, I'm the only one that's using this Sprite editor. And since I know how it works, it's good enough for me. So see, now I could do up to 16 or 15 different colors plus the background in this sprite. And then if I remove them, the colors will disappear. And all that stuff is actually hooked into the undo redo system. So I can undo and redo all of it. In fact, I could go probably all the way back to where I started. Okay, so as far as tools go, you can see it's got a basic paintbrush. It also has bucket fill, and it has color replace, and it has the selection tool that you saw earlier. So you can use that to drag pixels around. You can also use it for copy and paste, cut, copy, and paste. And you can also do that with hotkeys. You don't have to go through the menu bar. And if you press Control A, it'll select the whole image. So I could just delete everything. Okay, but I'm not gonna make a new sprite from scratch in this video. So let's load a sprite that I've already made. So this is Nandy. This is the main character from the game project I'm working on currently when I have time. Let me change the background color so you can see Nandy's outline, since that's in black. So when you load a sprite, it doesn't know the frame dimensions, so it just loads it as one big frame. But this sprite obviously has 3 rows and 3 columns in the sprite sheet. Okay, so now you can see it's split up into individual frames, but there's an extra one at the end here because there's really only 8 frames in the sprite sheet, so let's fix that. Okay, so now I've got my 8 frames, and I can scroll through the frame indices here. And you can also, you've got your transform tools down here, so you can flip, that's kind of hard to see. You can flip a sprite horizontally or vertically, and you can rotate them clockwise and counterclockwise. And then up here, these are the frame dimensions. So if you change these, all the frames will resize. Okay, but that's not what it's supposed to look like. It should look like that. And then over here on the right hand side, you can play your animation with this slider, so you can see what your animation looks like. That's Nandy running. I think it looks good. And then down here you can edit the frames. So like you can click on a frame and drag it and reorder them that way. So now if I play the animation, it looks, there's a frame out of place, so it doesn't quite look right. So you put that back where it belongs. Now the animation looks correct again. And you can also right click on the frames so you can insert a new frame. You can delete it with the delete button. You can duplicate frames, so now there's a copy of that, and then you can delete frames with the context menu over there as well. So that is just about everything. The only other major feature is the grid that you see can be toggled on and off. So now I can look at the frames without the grid in the way. And you can also change the color of the grid, because like blue on blue doesn't work very well, but I could make the grid white, and you can adjust the opacity as well. That doesn't look great, but maybe if I use black, that might be a little bit clearer. So yeah, you can adjust the RGBA values of the grid, and you can toggle it on and off. And that's about it for the sprite editor. Like I said, it's got all the basic functionality you would want in a raster graphics editor. The really nice thing about this for me is that it saves the image in a format that's compatible with Echodream's palette indexing. And I won't explain how the palette indexing works. That would require like a whole separate video. But if you want to read about the palette indexing in Echodream, you can read about it on my website. But it's really tedious to use a free app like Piskel and then save it, convert it into an Echodream readable format that's compatible with the palette indexing. So that was one of the main reasons I had to make my own sprite editor for the engine. Was it just speeds up the workflow a lot, aside from the fact that I can work directly in the engine, so I can jump from like the room editor to the sprite editor and back. It also saves the images in a format that's already usable. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.